Hey fangirls and boys, this is Natalie and you're watching Whole Lotta Love, and today's video is a tutorial on the look that I have right here. I'm gonna call it my Snow Angel Sparkly Glam look. I wanted to keep the colors very light. I didn't want to go in with too many deep, dark, smoky colors and looks, but I did want the eyes to be really glittery and metallic. I was actually inspired by this look right here, which is by Alina Bath. So you can see the look right there as my rest of my screen goes completely black, but at least you could see the look here. I was definitely inspired by like the silveryness of it. I kind of took it in a different direction. This look has kind of like rose goldy star glitter, like more along the edge. But instead I used the Colourpop Glitterally Obsessed Body Glitter in the shade Star Party, which actually, even though it's called Star Party, it doesn't have any actual glitter stars in it. It is a silver glitter base with some blue toned iridescent chunkier glitters in it, and I went more on my actual lid and tried to sheer it out more as I went towards the edge, but still keeping a lot of glitter, keeping a large outer edge. And I was definitely inspired by the silvery shadow that was used in that look. So I used a couple of different silvery shadows by Raine in conjunction with the body glitter, and I really like how everything came out. I think the whole look with the highlight I'm wearing and just the light blush and lip, I think everything does definitely have that pale snow angel-y vibe, and it's just a different kind of look, just something that's like a little more fun, something that's not quite as expected, quite as heavy glam, like with the, you know, heavy crease shades and wing liner. Like I wanted to kind of really step away from that and just do something a little more fun. Anyway, if you are interested in a tutorial and seeing how I got this Snow Angel Glam look, if you are interested in seeing that, then keep on watching. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I've already done my brows, I've put on foundation, and I've primed my lids. So I am going to create a little bit of a light transition, just a little bit of transition and like shadow in the crease and above my crease area. And I'm going to do that using the Venus XS palette, and this is the silver variation. This is the only shade I'm going to use from this palette. It's just this one shade over here, which is just this lighter taupey gray kind of shade. So I'm going to take my Royal & Line Nickel Omnia BOM 45 brush, and I'm just going to go a little bit above my crease and a little bit in my crease. Like there's not going to be like a lot of like heavy crease shadow. I just want a little something there just to kind of guide the look and create that little bit of shadow and definition within the eye, because we're really going to be filling in and doing color with just a bunch of silver shades and glitter. So I just want a little bit of something there to kind of ground the look a little bit. And I'm using this brush because it's fluffier, so it's not going to give me like a lot of precision in the crease or a lot of pigment. Like I really want this color to be like barely noticeable in the look. And I'm just kind of like dragging it out a little bit. If you could see, like I'm not just really defining the outer V, I'm just kind of dragging it out a little bit. Again, just to create a little bit of a shadow, a little bit of definition, and like a little bit of a border so that when I'm putting the glitter shades, they're not just going all over my entire face. So that's how my transition area looks so far. So you can see it's like pretty well blended out. I just want like a little bit of a shadow. I don't want a lot of matte color on my eyes for this look. It's really going to be the shimmer and the glitter that are going to take over. So this silver Venus XS palette is pretty nice. I do like the metallics in this, especially this one. It's like a really glossy, like sparkly metallic, and this one's kind of more of a true silver. But I find unless they're kind of going over a concealer base, they're a little bit more sheer, and I want something that's really going to stand out and be like a more opaque. So I'm going to go ahead and go into my Colored Raine individual eyeshadow palette. And I think I tried, actually, if you could see here, I was like testing out different silvers from my collection. And I think this is like the most potent one. And this is a shade called Flashing Lights. So I'm going to take my small Bodyography flat shader brush, and I'm just going to coat this brush and start putting this on my lid. So you can see how pigmented and metallic that is. I want that pigmentation. So I am going a little past the center of my lid actually, but I'm not bringing it like all the way out. I just kind of want to keep it where it is right now. And I don't want it to go all the way up to my brow bone. So this is what I have so far. I just have this one Flashing Light shades by Raine that's really pigmented, basically all over my lid. I'm going to do something a little bit crazy. I'm just going to coat my Royal Line Nickel BOM 45 brush with that just a little bit. Tap off the excess, kind of, it's like a weird process, but like go back in, tap off the excess just to get like a little bit of coating. And this eyeshadow is really nice, even though it's like so metallic and like kind of foiled in a way, it does pick up really well on a fluffier brush, which I really appreciate. The Raine eyeshadows are probably the best eyeshadows I've ever used. They're fantastic. So I'm just gonna kind of just buff out this edge and kind of try to get a little bit of that silver above the crease where we laid down that transition, but I want it to be kind of starting to sheer out in that area. I don't want it to be like full pigment all the way up to my, you know, brow bone basically. I'm just really blending out that little bit of that line where I put down the, where I pack the silver on with the flat shader brush. I'm just trying to like blend that out for the most part. And the shade is really pigmented, so it is kind of picking up all the way, but it's not like a complete flat pigmentation up to the brow bone. It's like kind of a little bit more sheer. I just want things to like look blended. I don't really want to see that matte shade too much. So this is kind of what we have so far. I'm going to go into a different silver shade to kind of start to give this look a little more sparkle and sheerness, because right now we just have like a ton of like really pigmented silver on the lid, basically all over the eye, but I want to kind of give this look a little bit more of a variation to it. So I'm going to actually use another Raine shadow. I have this palette Cheers to Beauty, which is actually being discontinued, so I'm pretty happy I'm using it in this look. And I'm going to use this one shade here, which is called Diamond Jubilee. You can see it right here, and I'm going to swatch these two different shades out for you because they're both silvery shades, but they're pretty different in actuality. So this is Flashing Lights that I have all over my lid now, and this is the shade Diamond Jubilee. There's a little bit more of a cool tone bluishness to Flashing Lights, and then Diamond Jubilee is almost like more of a, you know, kind of does have like a little bit more of like a diamond crystalliness to it. This is Diamond Jubilee swatched out right here, and then this is Flashing Lights over here. You can see this one's a little more blue tone and like super metallic and like opaque, and then Diamond Jubilee is just like a lot more sheer and sparkly and more of like a diamondy silver kind of shade. So we're gonna go into Diamond Jubilee. I'm going back with my flat shader brush. I'm just coating that brush in the Diamond Jubilee shade. And I'm kind of sticking more to the outer part over here. You could see that right there. It's just kind of starting to go into like a more sparkly kind of place rather than just like an opaque. So like as I move my head, it kind of catches the light a little bit more like on the outer. So I think that is kind of creating a little bit of the sparkly dimension that I had wanted. Who are we kidding? This is all just beautiful, fun, and sparkle all over the place. So I think I'm ready to go in with my glitter. I have here the Colourpop Glitterally Obsessed Body Glitter, and this is the shade Star Party. So this shade is like kind of like a silver base with some bluish iridescent sparkle in it, and there are some like tiny pieces of glitter. Those are like the ones that are more silver, and then the bigger pieces are the one that have the bluish iridescent. So I'll just swatch this out on my hand a little bit just for fun, because I'm just, you know, love swatching and playing with makeup. So this is the shade here, Star Party, that we're going to use for the glitter in this look. So I'm going to use a Colourpop small to medium crease brush, and I'm just going to coat this brush with this body glitter stuff. Like I'm just coating, but also trying to wipe off a little bit on the edges so that I have it coated but not super goopy all over the place. So this is what my brush looks like. It's coated. So what I'm gonna do is like kind of like towards the center of my lid, I'm going to kind of just start packing on this glitter. What I wanna do ideally is just sheer it out more towards the edge. So I'm just doing kind of like these like hair-like strokes almost, just to kind of keep it packed on in the center. So this is what I have so far. I just really packed on the glitter on the center of the lid at this point. So I'm gonna go back into the glitter pot and I'm just gonna kind of get a little more glitter on this. And I'm gonna start working the glitter to the outer end, but I don't want to have it as super opaque throughout. I'm gonna kind of try to start to just brush it across just to sheer it out a little bit more. So the center of the lid is gonna have the most glitter, and there's gonna be glitter all throughout like this wing area that I created, but it's gonna be like a little more kind of fading out. So this is what my brush looks like now, and I'm just gonna try to start to I'm just sweeping it out a little bit more, and I'm not trying to pack on and layer it as much. And even past like where I have the shadow, I'm going to try to get a little bit of glitter out, further out there as well. But just like a little bit, not like full opacity of glitter. So this is what I have so far. It is looking pretty, but it is looking like a lot of glitter all over the place. One thing I want to do is I want to go into the shade called Boutonniere from the Cheers to the Beauty palette. And I have a MAC 219 pencil brush. I'm just gonna grab that a little bit, and I just want to get this like right underneath the brow bone just to kind of clean it up a little bit so it's not like glitter all the way up to my brow bone. And again, because I have like a smaller hooded lid, a small brush like this works for me more in the brow bone. Other people could use like a, you know, flat shader brush or, you know, something like a little bit bigger, but for me it's just like I definitely need something that's tiny to kind of get in that area and try to define it out with like some kind of highlighting. And we're not really highlighting it here so much, we're just kind of trying to create a little bit more of a gap so that all the glitter and silver doesn't go all the way up, especially on this eye, the right eye that I'm working on. So that's how it looked. I definitely think it helped. I don't know how well it's catching on camera. I think it's definitely kind of created a little bit of a space between where all the silver glitteriness exists on the eye and like my brow bone. So it kind of has like a start and end point that's pretty subtle, which I can appreciate. So I was able to get the glitter on the outer. I don't mind that it's kind of like coming down and super messy. I'm gonna clean that up with concealer. I'm going to use the Huda Beauty Overachiever Concealer in the shade Meringue. I actually am growing to really like this concealer. It's pretty full coverage. It has a really nice shade range. I love this shade match for me. It's a little bit lighter, but it's not too light that I can't also spot conceal on other parts of the face. So I can, it does brighten under the eyes, but it's still pretty close to my skin tone, so I think that is nice. So I'm just kind of concealing under my eye and like cleaning up this edge a little bit. Usually I would kind of just like go straight across, but I'm trying to leave some of that glitteriness. I'm using my Juno Beauty Sponge to do this, to blend it out. So with this heavy glitter gel, it's kind of sitting on top where I really packed it on, which is kind of what I did that intentionally, but it's a little bit more than I want to in certain spots. Like it's just kind of like sitting on top like it's gonna fall right off at some point. So I'm just gonna kind of smush that down a little bit. Again, use this kind of stuff with caution on your lids because it is like a much thicker glitter. I don't think it's necessarily recommended to be used on the eyes, but it's fine. I am going to put mascara on my upper lashes. I'm going to first prime my lashes, which I find if you're not using falsies, it really increases the size of your eyelashes, which is really nice. I'm using the Subversion Eyelash Primer by Urban Decay. So this just adds a little more length and volume. I'm guessing there's some kind of fibers in here. And now I'm gonna go in with mascara. I have the Lash Craft mascara by Sephora. Just on the upper for now. So this is my lashes with mascara. I'm gonna start doing some work on the lower lash line. I'm going to line my waterline. I wanted to use a silver liner, but my Anastasia one dried out and I couldn't find the Urban Decay one that I have. So I'm just gonna go in with a nude in my waterline. This is by Japonesque. These liners are super, super creamy and opaque and really beautiful. I don't know why they don't get more fanfare. I don't know why Japonesque in general doesn't get more fanfare. They have really nice products. They have a really good foundation. These liners are killer. So I know this is going to be like chromatic, silvery kind of look, but I wanted to add a little bit of something extra on the lower lash line. I'm going to use this shade from Colourpop. This is a Super Shock eyeshadow in the shade Flamingo. I'm pretty sure this has been like discontinued a million years ago, but there are plenty of different icy blue. This one has like a little bit of teal in it. This was one of their tie-dyes, but it kind of is like mostly like an icy blue kind of shade. So I'm just coating my MAC 219, and this is a cream shade, so it's going to be a little easier for me to use this as a shimmer on the lower lash line without it, you know, getting all fallouty and powdery. I'm just going to go on my lower lash line with this. So that is the lower lash line with that Flamingo Super Shock shadow. I did get a little bit crazy, so I'm just gonna buff a little bit at the edge of where I apply it to my lower lash line so it doesn't go down quite as far. So I can't even help myself. I'm gonna go back into the Glitterally Obsessed Body Glitter by Colourpop in the shade Star Party. I'm gonna go back into this one more time. And I'm just gonna try to add like a little bit more glitter, like even further out, just a couple little more pieces just to have this look really ethereal and intensely glittery. So I'm just gonna pat just a little bit right on this outer area here. Just kind of, these are like thicker pieces of glitter, so you can just kind of pat and like move them around a little bit. So I'm just gonna pat this out with my beauty blender just a tiny little bit just to kind of maintain that shape, even though I do want like the glitter on the edge to be kind of just like really pretty and free flowing. They're like literally all over my face at this point. I think it looks awesome. So I'm gonna officially shut the glitter, which you're gonna have to pry this out of my cold dead hands, but for now I'm gonna take a break for that for the rest of the video. And I'm just gonna finish my lower lash lines with that Sephora Lash Craft mascara. I have glitter and shimmer all over my hands and I love it, by the way. So this is the eyes done. I really like how they look. It's just a really fun, light-toned, ethereal, glittery kind of eye thing going on. It's really just for fun. It's not meant to be like a super skilled, precision, beautiful, amazing look. I just really enjoyed that. I wanted to do something kind of different, something a little bit unexpected that's not just the same thing that we're always used to doing and seeing. So I think this is really fun. So I'm just gonna finish off the rest of my face at this point. I have a Cosetti. This is a S120. This is just a powder brush, like a large powder brush with a taper at the end. And I'm gonna go into this shade called Silent Nude by NARS. This was the NARS Christopher Kane collab that they did a couple of years ago. So this is, I guess, meant to be a blush. I'm actually gonna use this for bronzer because you can see it's like, it is kind of nude. It is like a little bit bronzy. I'm just gonna put this like on the perimeters of my face just to add a little bit of something, since this is like kind of like a lighter, prettier, glowy look. I want like a little bit of something. I don't always use bronzers and stuff like that, but I just want this to be like a pretty healthy look, so I just want a little bit something extra on the cheeks. So I'm just using this just on the perimeters, just like as a little bit of a bronze kind of thing. But I love that it's so light, so it's not gonna have like the super bronzy look right off. It's just to add a little bit of something, a little bit of health to this, a little bit of extra health to the skin. And I was gonna use the butter bronzer. I was considering that one too, but then I saw this one. I thought this would just be such like a nice kiss of color. And you could definitely see it on the skin, but it's like silent nude. Like it's there, but it's not there, which is super sweet. So for blush, I'm gonna go ahead. I wanted to go into something very light and pink. This is the Essence Silky Touch blush in the shade Adorable. So I'm gonna use a Cosetti I'm gonna use a Cossetti S130 for this, and this is like a blush brush. And I'm gonna put this just like on the apples of my cheeks, like where you would normally put blush, as opposed to Silent Nude, which is more like a bronzer. I just want like that light kiss of like pinkiness to the cheeks. So those are the cheeks done. For highlight, I'm gonna use the Black Moon Cosmetics Moonlighter, and this is the shade Squid. So this is what the highlight looks like. It's just like a white highlight. It's like a little bit metallic shimmery. It's not really too glittery, and it is like a true white, maybe with like a touch of cream in it. Actually on the cheek, I've used this like once before, but like on the cheek it definitely does read a little more silver than it does in the pen. You're not seeing like that creaminess to it, that creaminess in tone. But it's more like a white silvery shade. You can see it right there. That's really pretty. I think that goes really well with the look, because this look is very silvery and very snow angel-y. So it's like snow on my cheeks. Just going over some of the edges with my beauty sponge just a little bit, because it's like a little crazy. See that highlight there? I don't want it to look overly stripy or anything. So I am going to line my lips. I'm going to use the Colourpop Lippy Pencil in the shade Contempo. I'm just gonna bring this a little bit on the actual lip, not like fully color in my lips with it, but I'm just dragging my finger across, because this is kind of like a little bit of a deep pink tone. I don't want this overall lip look to be too dark. So I'm just taking some of the pigment off with my finger and just kind of blending out the line a little bit. And I am going to finish my lips with this NYX Candy Stick. This is a glowy lip color, and this is in the shade Sugar Coated Kiss. So that is the completed look. I really like how everything turned out. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and have a good one. Bye guys.